Coalition cutters sliced through the void at Kestrel Gate, engines flaring blue. High Marshal Vera Sorn watched from the command bridge of her enforcer, Vanguard's fist *. Her claws tapped the armrest. Seize the Terran convoy. Inspection protocols, no deviations. Telnaver stood beside her, his translator frills quivering. As Coalition observer, he catalogued human behaviors for the archives. Humans, durable, predictable, a manageable species. High Marshal, the Terrans carry relief supplies. Precedent allows passage. Precedent bends to enforcement. Sorn's eyes narrowed at the holoscreen. 12 human freighters lumbered in formation, mass drivers slung low for cargo acceleration. No weapons registered. They encroach on Coalition space without tribute. Board them, confiscate manifests. Teln noted the order. Humans respected rules. They would comply. His role, frame their submission in safe terms for the Council. Cutters darted forward, grapples fired. Human vessels halted thrust, but their flagship, the Resolute Dawn *, held position. Teln's frills stilled. Odd. Observer Teln, Sorn said, you board the flagship, record their acquiescence, translate it as lesson learned. Teln saluted. As precedent demands. Shuttle clamps thudded against Resolute Dawn *'S hull. Telnaver cycled through the airlock, Coalition Marines in powered exosuits flanking him. Human air hit his sensors, warm, oxygenated, laced with machine oil, efficient. A human ensign met them in the hangar bay, short, broad-shouldered, uniform crisp. Welcome aboard. Commander Cade awaits on the bridge. Marines fanned out, scanners humming, no resistance. Teln followed, recording via neural implant. The ship thrummed, logistics haulers repurposed, bulkheads reinforced with civilian plating. Humans built for endurance, not elegance. Bridge doors hissed open. Commander Myra Cade stood at the central console, hands clasped behind her back. Mid-40s, scar across her jaw, eyes steady, no salute. Liaison Teln, state your purpose. Teln projected calm. Inspection by order of High Marshal Sorn. Power down mass drivers and surrender manifests. Mara's gaze flicked to the holodisplay. Cutters latched to outer freighters. Negative. These are relief shipments for neutral colonies. Coalition charter permits transit. Marines shifted. Their leader growled through translator, comply human or we enforce. Mara tapped a panel, no weapons armed. Enforce what? We're not armed. Teln interjected. Commander, power down to avoid escalation. Precedent. Precedent doesn't block starving worlds. Mara leaned forward. Tell your marshal cargo stays, inspect if you must, but we proceed. The Marine leader signaled. Breachers moved. Teln's frills flared alarm. Commander, stand down. Mara ignored him. Her fingers danced over controls. Alarms blared, distant clangs echoed from the convoy. Outside, freighters' mass drivers whined to life, not for acceleration. Cargo canisters ejected in salvos, tons of sealed metal hurled at cutter formations. Kinetics, no guidance, pure velocity. A cutter vaporized in silent bloom, shrapnel-peppered hulls, grapples sheared. Teln stared at the feed. Those are supply crates. Mass drivers throw anything with momentum. Mara's voice stayed level. Decoys now, effective ones. Sorn's voice crackled over comms, patched through Teln's implant. Observer, report. High Marshal, humans repurpose logistics weapons, cutters damaged, 2 lost. Impossible, they're freighters. Marines charged the bridge. Breacher charges bloomed on inner doors, sparks flew. Mara punched a sequence. Pressure doors slammed shut behind the Marines, hangar sealed. Red lights pulsed. Teln checked schematics, auxiliary paths existed. Commander, release them, this violates. Violates nothing. Mara rooted power, ventilation cut to the trapped section. They're breathing our air, they'll wait. Marine leader pounded bulkhead. Open up, human coalition authority. Mara patched audio. Authority ends at my hull. Extract your people peacefully or they sample vacuum protocols. Teln's implant buzzed. Archivist King Urul's query status. Escalation, Teln transmitted. Humans trap Marines, demonstrate. Adaptability. Sorn's enforcer loomed on screens, weapons hot. Cade, release or we fire. Mara smiled faintly, no bluff in her stance. Fire and your Marines die first. We vent the bay, clean kill. Teln calculated odds. Human ships, no fleet-grade arms, but mass drivers reloaded. Canisters spun up, thousands of tons ready. One barrage could crack Vanguard's fist *. Sorn hesitated. Feeds showed her bridge tense. Doctor. Ivo Ansel entered the bridge, toolkit in hand. Human engineer, glasses perched low. Commander, rerouted Civi scrubbers to the bay. They'll filter Code 2 for 48 hours. No rush. Mara nodded. Good, buy us time. Teln's frills wilted. Humans treated siege like inventory. No panic. Ansel patched a civilian sensor net. Jury-rigged drones swarmed from freighter holds, mapping cutter weak points. Observer, Mara said. Your coalition poked a logistics chain. We adapt. Always. Sorn's voice returned. Standoff terms, release Marines, surrender one freighter as penalty, Mara countered. Withdraw cutters, relief proceeds, or escalate. Teln watched Sorn's feed. The marshal's claws dug into console. Fear rippled her scales, universal, as she preached. Coalition Marines pounded futilely. Human tech hummed, doors triple-locked, failsafes layered. Urul's voice overrode. High Marshal, cease, precedent shifts, Sorn snarled. They trapped my elites, with cargo throws and pressure seals, Teln added, voice steady. Humans normalized the extraordinary. Cutters peeled away, grapples retracted, Resolute Dawn *powered mass drivers, decoy barrage cleared lanes. Mara exhaled. Convoy resumes course. Teln recorded it all. Translation failed. Humans weren't manageable. They were the supply line that struck back. Sorn's final transmission. This isn't over, Cade. Mara locked eyes with Teln. It is unless you make it otherwise. Doors to the hangar hissed. Marines extracted, dazed but alive, no blood spilled. Teln boarded his shuttle. Archives updated, never corner humans. They lock the doors and hold the keys to survival. But as Vanguard's fist turned away, sensors pinged. Human freighters accelerated, not fleeing, pursuing optimal vectors. Teln's frills quivered anew. What else hid in their relief? High Marshal Sorn convened the council feed. Archivist King, they humiliated us. Urul's ancient voice droned. Humiliation or revelation, their commander treated Marines like misplaced crates. Teln stood silent. Mara Cade's face burned in his implant. No anger, just resolve. Sorn paced. We escalate full blockade. Escalation invites their norm, Teln warned. Logistics become weapons, civilian tools lethal. Urul paused. Observer, your translation, Teln hesitated. Fear them not for fury, but for fixing the unbreakable, Council murmured. Precedent cracked. On Resolute Dawn Mara reviewed logs with Ansel. Damage minimal. Reroute next convoy via fringe lanes. Ansel nodded. Already plotted, added kinetic profiles to manifests. Mara gripped the console. Galaxy chose, back off, or face the supply chain that never broke. Teln watched from afar. One human changed the rules. The Galaxy blinked first. Teln's console blared collision alerts. Vanguard's fist surged forward, engines flaring blue-white plasma. Human freighters trailed in loose formation, cargo pods glowing with active tethers. Coalition blockade ships tightened their net. High Marshal Sorn's voice crackled over open channels. Human commander, power down, your convoy forfeits. Mara Cade's reply cut through static. Negative, we deliver. Teln gripped his harness. Charts marked this vector suicide, micro-jumps through dense nebula filaments. Ships tore apart there. Humans knew that. Yet fist accelerated, tethered drones snapping out like whips. They latched onto freighter hulls, reeling the convoy tight. Sorn barked orders. Fire disabling beams, cripple the lead ship. Lances of coherent energy stabbed from coalition cruisers. Fist twisted mid-burn. Mara rotated her vessel, presenting layered hulls to the beams. Redundant plates vaporized in sequence, shedding damage like molting skin. Inner layers held. Teln's frills locked rigid. No panic in their maneuvers, just precision. Fist S engines pulsed erratic, micro-jumps initiating. Space warped. The convoy blinked forward in stuttering leaps, nebula clouds parting around them. Impossible, Teln muttered. His shuttle's scanners confirmed, structural integrity at 87%. Humans dragged 30 freighters through Hell's shortcut. Sorn's fleet pursued, but vectors lagged. Micro-jumps left ionized trails too volatile for alien drives. Teln patched into council feed. Archivist King Urul's hologram flickered. Observer, report. They're escaping, Teln said. Using maneuvers our treaties ban for good reason. Sorn's face filled the feed, mandibles clicking fury. We provoked nothing unmanageable. Escalate, full barrage. Urul's eyes narrowed. Precedent demands proportionality. Teln watched fist emerge from the nebula's edge. Breaches smoked along her flanks, 3 hull punctures from grazing beams. Human crews swarmed out in EVA suits, no hesitation. Dr. Ivo Ansel led the patch team. His voice boomed over external comms. Print Station 1, cycle sealant, plates at 90%. Fabricator's word. Fresh alloy plates extruded from onboard printers snapping into breaches with magnetic locks. Crews hosed nanite sealant over seams. 2 minutes. Scans showed airtight seals. Teln zoomed his feed. Humans moved like insects over a hive, efficient, unyielding. One crewman laughed, slapping Ansel's backplate. "Beat the clock again, Doc." Ansel's helmet light bobbed. "Logistics, not miracles. Reroute power from cargo bays." Sorn's cruisers closed the gap. "Target engines, end this." Fresh beams lanced out. Fist jinked, but one struck true, aft thrusters venting plasma. Myra didn't evade. She broadcast fleet-wide voice steelcom. "Coalition forces, you chased the wrong supply run." Channel cut, no demands, no threats. Teln's implant logged the line. Simple, final, Sorn roared. "All ships, weapons hot, board and seize." But Fist wasn't done. Mara ignited emergency drives, civilian fusion taps jury-rigged for military thrust. The ship lurched, convoy tethers straining. Freighters matched pace, their own engines blooming. Teln's shuttle matched their vector at max burn. He couldn't look away. Humans turned freighters into rams, cargo pods deploying decoy drones that mimicked armed missiles. Coalition targeting scrambled. "They're weaponizing relief shipments," Teln transmitted to Ural. "Every crate a potential trap." Ural's voice sharpened. "Clarify. Manifests list food, medicine, but kinetic profiles match railgun slugs. Civilian printers onboard Ansel's design. They fabricate ammo mid-flight." Sorn overrode. "Irrelevant. We outgun them 10-1. Teln watched Mara on bridge cam hack. Her hands flew over consoles. "Ansel's status? Patches holding. Fringe lane plotted. Microjump chain ready." "Do it." Fist burned hotter. Hull layers peeled back further, exposing skeletal frames. Redundancy saved them, designed for asteroid hauls, not war. The convoy chain jumped again, skipping blockade pickets. Coalition beams chased shadows. One freighter took a direct hit. It vented, but tethered drones reeled it close. Human engineers boarded mid-spin, sealing it live. Teln's frills quivered, 2 minutes per breach. Their norm, Sorn's lead cruiser Iron Verdict * loomed ahead. "Surrender or be scuttled." Mara's channel reopened. One word, choose. Cut. Iron Verdict fired point defense. But Mara's convoy scattered drones, thousands blotting sensors. Freighters reformed behind, slingshotting around the cruiser's gravity well. Teln calculated. The maneuver used Verdict S own mass against it. Humans turned Enforcer into slingshot. Sorn bellowed. "Evasive." Too late, Fist micro-jumped through the cruiser's wake, convoy in tow. Tethers held. No rips. Alarms wailed on Teln's shuttle. He banked hard, avoiding debris. Coalition fleet recoiled, formations breaking. Ural summoned full council. "High Marshal, your escalation." Sorn's hologram shook. "They're logistics freaks, not warriors. We adapt." Teln interjected. "Adapt to what? They treat blockades like rerouted shipments." Archivist King leaned forward. "Observer, your translation evolves. What capability hides here?" Teln hesitated. Mara Cade's face overlaid his scans, no bluff in her eyes. "They don't break, they fix, under fire, forever." On Resolute Dawn *, trailing the convoy, Mara gripped her command chair. Damage reports scrolled green. Ansel entered the bridge, helmet under arm. "Convoy intact," he said. "Fringe lanes clear." Mara nodded. "Coalition's blinking, plot fallback vectors." Ansel tapped his pad. "Done. Added shield emitters to next manifest, printed from medgel casings." She allowed a tight smile. "Never ask permission," sensors pinged. Coalition signatures massing, dozens more ships. Mara straightened. "Helm evasive pattern Delta, Ansel arm the slings." Teln's shuttle hung at blockade edge. Fist vanished into fringe space, convoy ghosts. Sorn's fleet milled, weapons cooling. "Stand down," Ural ordered. "Precedent shifts," Sorn snarled. "They humiliated." "Revealed," Teln cut in. "One commander, her supply chain outfought us." Council fell silent. Teln updated archives, never corner humans. They don't rage, they reroute reality. But deep scans caught it, a faint signal from Fist *. Mara broadcasting narrowband to humanity's core worlds. "Incoming blockade broken, request resupply vectors, we're bringing the fight home." Teln's frills froze, not retreat, reinforcement. The galaxy's choice crystallized, escalate or survive the humans who fixed the stars. High Marshal Sorn convened emergency war room. Holograms of fleet admirals flickered in. They slipped the net, but we have their patterns now. Teln stood at observation post. Urul's voice boomed. Patterns or bait? Sorn waved a claw. We hit their fringe lanes, cut supply routes. Teln's implant buzzed new human signals, freighters pouring from Sol jump gates, hundreds, unarmed, loaded. Archivist King, Teln said. They're not hiding capability. They're scaling it. Urul's ancient eyes gleamed. Then we choose war on their terms or precedence peace. Sorn lunged forward. War! But Teln saw the shift. One human's resolve cracked the coalition. Mara Cade didn't bluff. She delivered. On *Fist**S bridge, Mara watched incoming fleets align. Ansel, print the welcome. Already cycling, he replied. Humanity's supply chain hummed to life. The galaxy blinked, and the stars answered human vectors. Commander Mara Cade gripped the armrests of her command chair. Alarms blared across Iron Fist**S bridge as freighters streamed into formation. She stabbed the fleet-wide channel live. All human vessels, this is Commander Cade. Publish your engine logs in real time. Every civilian ship, every drive signature. Broadcast open. Do it now. Crew stations lit up with confirmations. Hundreds of pings flooded the net, cargo haulers, colony tenders, even ice miners from the outer belts. Logs poured in, thrust vectors, fuel mixes, warp coil harmonics. Raw data unfiltered. Doctor. Ivo Ansel hunched over his console beside her. Fingers flew across holographic keys. Splicing now, Commander, linking patterns across Sol, Alpha Centauri, and Proxima lanes. 3 systems, 12,000 drives. Mara nodded. No bluff, just math. Sync them. Full thrust profile. Ansel's screens bloomed with graphs. Civilian engines built for endurance, not war, hummed in unison. He patched in Fist**S military-grade arrays. Feedback loops stabilized. Pattern locked, it's stable, ugly, but it'll hold. She watched the overlay. Dots swarmed, human ships unarmed, outmassing the coalition blockade 3-1. High Marshal Sorn's dreadnoughts loomed at the jump perimeter, claws itching for the kill order. Time to burn? Ansel asked. Myra tapped the scheduler. 1 hour. Target empty void, Council Spire Vector 047. Share the equations fleet-wide, let them see. Data packets rocketed out, thrust equations, interference waves, no threats, just physics. On the Coalition flagship Vanguard's Claw Asterisk, Telnaver's frills twitched. Observation post screens swarmed with human signals. Engine logs, why broadcast vulnerabilities? High Marshal Vera Sorn paced behind the war table. Her armored claws clicked on the deck. Liaison, translate this madness. They're handing us targeting data. Teln's implants hummed. He cross-referenced the logs, thousands of civilian drives. Patterns emerged, thrust pulses phased across light years, not random traffic, synchronized. High Marshal, Teln said, his voice stayed level. Verify this, Sorn snarled. Hologram admirals leaned in from linked ships. Teln routed the data through coalition analyzers. Algorithms chewed it. Red flags spiked. It's a net, Teln announced. Distributed thrust array. They're turning merchant engines into a phased beam. Warp exhausts focused. Across 3 systems. Silence gripped the bridge. Sorn's crest flared. Impossible. Civilian tech can't. Watch. Teln projected the sim. Virtual ships aligned. Engines fired in sequence. A lance of gravitic distortion lanced out, ripping simulated hulls at extreme range. No warheads, just exhaust plasma tuned to shred. Archivist King Urul's feed crackled live from the spire. His ancient shell gleamed under archive lights. Precedent, no record of such. Teln's frills wilted. Humans built weapons from supply runs, normal travel weaponized. They don't hoard power, they share it. Sorn slammed a claw down. Jam their logs, target the leads. Too late, Teln said. Every ship publishes, redundant, it's live across human space. Urul's eyes narrowed. The spire coordinate, empty space? Teln nodded. Demonstration burn near us. Back on Iron Fist **, Mara scanned the timer. 40 minutes. Coalition signatures shifted, probes launching, weapons hot. Ansel glanced up. They're scrambling, Sorn's dreadnoughts forming kill box. Let them. Mara keyed Ansel's panel. Status on the splice? Peak efficiency, drives at 98%, civilian captains holding pattern, no dropouts. She admired that, miners and traders sinking burns without panic, logistics as warfare. A junior officer piped up. Coalition hail, ma'am. High Marshal Sorn demands surrender. Mara smirked. Patch her through, visual. Soren's hologram snarled into view, scaled face twisted, eyes like targeting lasers. Human, cease this folly, your freighters burn under my guns. Mara leaned forward. Marshal, check your scans. We're burning empty space. Share your logs if you want reciprocity. Soren's frills quivered. You threaten the spire? No threats. Mara slid the equations across the link. Physics, one burn, watch. The hologram flickered, Soren muted, conferring. Telnavur appeared in the frame behind her, frills rigid, whispering data. 20 minutes. Teln pulled Urul's private channel. Archivist King, the pattern verifies, yield, equivalent to a Nova Cannon barrage at Spire range. Urul's claws tapped ancient stone. Fear is universal, Soren claims, but humans reroute it. Coalition fleets tightened formation. Probes swarmed human lines, hunting weak links. One freighter buckled, ice hauler, engines overheating, but backups slotted in. Seamless, Teln's heart pulsed. Humans didn't replace. They adapted, Soren barked orders. Target their sync nodes, disrupt the leads. Torpedoes streaked. Iron Fist shuddered under point defense fire. Mara didn't flinch. Ansel, compensating, node 13 down, rerouting through 14. Explosions bloomed amid the freighters. Two vaporized, logs kept flowing, 10 minutes. Teln watched the coalition war room fracture. Admirals argued, Soren roared for escalation. Urul invoked precedent, unmatched force yields. They're holding, Teln said aloud. No rage, just execution. Soren whirled on him. Traitor words, fire all batteries. But Urul's command overrode. Stand down, observe. 0, Mara triggered the burn. All ships, thrust now. 12,000 engines ignited. Across 3 systems, civilian drives pulsed in perfect phase. Exhaust plumes warped space, plasma wavefronts cohering into a spear of annihilation. The beam lanced out. Empty void near the council spire lit up. Sensors screamed overload. A ghost scar etched spacetime, 10 light minutes wide, hull melting at the core. No worlds hit. No stations, just proof. Coalition bridges went dark under EMP backwash. Vanguard's claw-listed, shields fried. On Iron Fist asterisk, Mara exhaled. Logs off, resume supply runs. Ansel grinned faintly. Welcome delivered. Teln stared at the scar. Archives updated in real time. Humans weaponize normalcy. Never provoke their chains. Urul's voice echoed fleet-wide. Coalition stands down. Terms? Mara opened the channel. Peace, on vectors we share. Soren slumped in her chair, defeated not by fleets but by haulers. The stars realigned. Humanity's supply chain hummed onward. The galaxy chose survival. High Marshal Soren convened the remnants. Holograms flickered, fewer now. They demonstrated we escalate, Teln shook his head. Or learn their language, equations, not ultimatums. Urul nodded. Precedent shifts. Humans set the new rule. Mara watched freighters disperse. Iron Fist plotted course home. Ansel packed his tools, one human's order. Thousands answered. The galaxy blinked twice and yielded, but deep scans pinged, more signals from Saul. Not retreat, expansion. Commander Cade smiled. Logistics waited for no one. Telnavur braced against the asterisk Vanguard's claw asterisk bridge shutter. Human freighters, 200 haulers strong, snapped into perfect alignment across the void. No warning, no demand. Commander Mara Cade's voice cut through coalition channels, flat as a supply manifest. All vessels execute synchronized burn, mark. Engines bloomed like newborn stars. Exhaust plumes cohered, not scattered. Gravitic wavefronts rippled outward, bending starlight into arcs. Teln's sensors whited out. Local space warped, a lensing wake 10,000 clicks wide. Coalition pickets veered off vectors, thrusters firing blind. Report! High Marshal Vera Sorn slammed her console. Her frills quivered rage-red. Distortion field, Teln stammered, parsing fragments. Human drives, phased, mass shadows interfering, our scopes refract, targets ghosting. Sorn's eyes narrowed at the holodisplay. Human ships plodded through their own wake unperturbed. Logistics tubs, she'd called them. Manageable, blunt haulers ferrying beans and bolts. Now they flex spacetime like a toy. Full sensor saturation, a tech barked. Shields harmonic-locked, fire control offline, Sorn bared teeth. Council be damned, retaliatory strike, lead cruiser salvo now. Torpedoes leaped from Eclipse Spear asterisk, her vanguard. Lock-ons painted ghosts. Missiles curved wide, lensed into spirals by the human wake. They detonated harmless, blooming fireworks light minutes astray. Teln's gills flared. Humans didn't dodge, they dictated the miss. Mara Cade watched the board on Iron Fist *S cramped bridge. Freighter icons glowed green. Ansel's jury-rigged phase coils hummed steady, no overloads. Coalition ordnance splashed null on the plot. "They're shooting blind," Ansel murmured, fingers dancing over diagnostics. "Your burn did that." Mara nodded once. No smile. Logistics didn't celebrate vectors. "Second sequence, sink the outer wing, burn on my mark." Haulers obeyed. Outer flanks ignited, plumes shearing precise. The lensing wake twisted sharper, a gravitic shear. Eclipse spear yawed hard, bow thrusters maxing. It sheared off course, tumbling toward empty black. No hull breach. No shot fired, just physics rewritten. Coalition chatter spiked. Panic harmonics. Mara keyed open channel. "Stand down, Marshal Sorn, your lead ship's drifting." "We hold position." Ansel glanced up. "Shears calibrated, they miss on purpose now." Mara exhaled. "Resume pattern, keep the wake live." Telnaver relayed the raw feed to Archivist King Urul's secure line. Streams poured, gravitic gradients, phase-locked exhausts, trajectory logs. Eclipse spear spun helpless, recovery tugs scrambling. "Archivist King," Teln transmitted, voice steadying. "Emergency Council authority. Humans bend space with freighters, no weapons, no bluff." Urul's hologram materialized, ancient scales etched with data runes. His optic cluster spun, ingesting terabytes. "Precedent?" "None," Teln said. "Their supply runs phase drives like weapons. Lensing wakes overload us. We fire, miss, they adjust." Marshal Sorn struck without vote. Urul's fronds stilled. "Sorn overreached. Sensors confirm. Raw data attached. Human commander Cade coordinates via logistics net. Civilian tech weaponized seamless." Bridges across the fleet echoed the chaos. Pickets reported warped scopes. Torpedoes looped back on launchers. Sorn's voice boomed fleet-wide defiant. "Regroup on me, flank the haulers, overwhelm the wake." Teln muted her. "Archivist escalation invites more. Their chains hold, we break ours." Urul pulsed assent. "Relay to all, hold fire." "I convene emergency vote. Translate for Cade, terms." Mara Cade tracked the coalition shuffle. Eclipse spear stabilized, limping behind lines. Sorn's remnants clustered, guns hot but blind. Ansel's board pinged, wake stable, power margins green. "Incoming query," comms officer said. "From their Archivist King via liaison Telnaver." Mara opened it. Teln's face filled the screen, gills pale. "Commander Cade, Archivist King Urul requests terms. Council votes emergency stand down." No bluff in her. Mara leaned in. "Peace, shared vectors, no blockades on our runs." Teln relayed instant. Urul's response crackled back. "Accepted, pending formal." Sorn's cruiser bucked forward, lone wolf. Salvo inbound, lensed wild again. Mara tapped console. "Third burn, tighten the shear." Outer haulers flared, wake constricted. Eclipse spear slewed broadside, armor scraping vacuum. Sorn's bridge viewfeed leaked open, her slump visible, frills limp. Teln's eyes widened on the link. "Marshal yields, data proves it, your normalcy terrifies." Mara cut the channel. "Disperse formation, resume supplies." Ansel stowed tools. "Galaxy's learning logistics." High Marshal Vera Sorn gripped her armrests as *Eclipse spear righted. Hollows flickered recovery. Human haulers plodded past, engines cooling innocent. No gloating broadcast. "Just course corrections, manifests updating." "Damage," she growled. "Minor," a tech replied. "Shields held, but vectors. They own the local metric now." Sorn stared at the dispersing fleet, 200 tubs. She'd probed humanity's manageable edge, blockade their trade lanes, starve the upstarts, underestimated the chains. Telnaver's report scrolled in, Urul's order locked, stand down, precedent rewritten. She keyed private to Urul. "They humiliated us without killing." Urul's reply, "Humiliation bends, death breaks, learn their equations, Marshal." Sorn cut the line, fleet remnants formed up wary. Human signals pulsed, more inbound from Saul, not retreat. Build up. Telnaver watched *Vanguard's claw fall back to formation. Human freighters streamed toward neutral lanes, wakes fading. Archivist King Urul's council hologram convened, voices hushed. "Data archived," Urul intoned. "Humans weaponize routine, synchronized burns lens space, warships miss by design." A counselor pulsed query. "Escalate." "Full blockade?" Teln interjected. "No, their commander Cade treats crises as lists. Ansel's engineering turns haulers lethal, provoke and chains tight." Sorn's hologram flickered in late. "Agreed for now, but Saul expands. Watch their logs," Urul nodded. "Precedent shifts." Survival over pride. Teln exhaled. Translation failed before. Now it clicked. Humans didn't rage, they adjusted. Never corner what supplies its own apocalypse. Fleet channels cleared. Human asterisk Iron Fist led the van, steady. Mara Cade's voice ghosted open once more, routine. Coalition vessels, clear vectors acknowledged, safe travels. Laughter rippled on asterisk Vanguard's claw asterisk, not mockery, respect. Mara Cade plodded homeward on Iron Fist. Ansel ran final diagnostics. Freighter swarm hummed efficient, holds full. Council blinked, Ansel said. Mara checked manifests. They adapt, we deliver. Deep scans pinged, saw convoys inbound, heavier, expansion phase. She smiled faint. Logistics waited for no one. Coalition shadows lingered distant. Sorn's cruisers shadowed, learning curves. Teln's liaison pinged query, data share. Mara approved it. Equations spoke louder, the wake trails faded, stars realigned, humanity's chains extended, one commander's list. Galaxy's choice, escalate or yield. They chose survival, for now. Archivist King Urul sealed the session. Archives pulsed with new cannons, human phase burns, doctrine avoidance. Telnaver stood relieved, Sorn lingered hologram. Next provocation? Urul's optics fixed her. None until we match their normal. Fleet dispersed. Human signals swelled, thousands more haulers, not weapons. Supply. Teln updated his translation core, never anger humans. Their chains bind stars, the void settled, but Saul's hum grew. Telnaver flinched as Archivist King Urul's claw struck the dais. Hollow screens shattered into static. Summon Commander Cade, Urul rasped. The network drive method ends here, full disclosure, or we classify humans as xeno-threat. Teln's translation core word. He stood rigid in the Council's spire's vaulted chamber. Optics darted to High Marshal Vera Sorn's hologram, her frills flared in anticipation. The summons pulsed out, priority alpha locked on asterisk Iron Fist asterisk. Teln's mandibles clicked unease. Humans shared data freely last cycle. Why demand now? Precedent holds, Urul intoned. Coalition archives demand purity. Their supply chains bypassed our blockades. Surrender the method or face escalation protocols. Sorn's hologram nodded sharp. Fear translates universal, she'll comply. Teln queried his core, human adjustment patterns non-confrontational, but Urul's archives glowed with new entries. Phase burns, avoidance doctrine, the king trusted rules. Teln trusted his translations, both faltered lately. A ping returned. Iron Fist acknowledged. Shuttle launch confirmed. Teln's vents hissed relief, diplomacy intact. Mara Cade stepped off the shuttle ramp into the spire's grav lift. Unarmed per scan, her boots echoed on polished alloy. Logistics officer shoulders, no parade swagger. She carried a single data slate, matte black. Telnaver waited at the chamber doors, his liaison frills extended. Commander, the Archivist King demands. Network drive protocols, Mara finished. Calm, she handed him the slate. Full specs here. Sync algorithms, key exchanges, error correction matrices. Open source now. Teln's claws fumbled the slate. He slotted it into his core. Files flooded, clean code, diagrams of phased FTL lattices linking freighters into unbreakable chains. Human haulers synced drives mid-jump, hauling tonnage that choked coalition lanes. Efficient, brutal in scale, Urul loomed on his throne dais. Conditions? End the raids, Mara said, flat, no bluff in her eyes. Your scouts hit our outer convoys thrice this cycle. Stop and it's yours, Sorn's hologram flickered. Raids, reclamations, your chains trespass sovereign voids. Mara met her gaze. Call it what fits. Protocol deploys public in 10 minutes unless raids cease. Silence gripped the chamber, Urul's optics whirled. Precedent scanned, human yields under pressure, but archives glitched, recent logs showed asterisk adjustment not yield. Raids terminated, Urul declared. Directive issued, Mara nodded once. Escrow confirms in 5, safe travels back to your fleet. She turned for the lift. Teln trailed, core overheating. She gave asterisk it. No fight. His translation updated. Humans supply their own terms. High Marshal Vera Sorn severed her hologram link. Her claws gripped the asterisk Vanguard's claw asterisk bridge rail. Strike team launch. Ansel's lab on Epsilon relay, capture him, extract sync keys. Human bluff exposed. Captain saluted. Cloaked shuttles slipped from bays, quantum shrouded. Sorn's frills pulsed triumph. Archives be damned. Fear needed teeth. Ansel held the master keys, civilian engineer per scans. No defenses. Team Alpha, breach in 3, lead operative whispered over comms. Ansel isolated, keys in neural vault. Sorn watched the plot. Iron Fist docked distant, Myra en route. Perfect window. Coalition enforcers prided precision strikes. Humans, logistics clerks. Doctor. Ivo Ansel hunched over his console in the Epsilon Relay Lab. Diagnostic pings scrolled. Freighter swarm hummed outside, holds restocked. Keys secure, Myra's voice crackled from Iron Fist asterisk. Locked, Ansel replied, calm, fingers danced keys. Council pinged escrow. Uploading protocols. Good, reroute masters to public net. Coalition channels too. Ansel paused. Their rating. Ended per terms but hedge. He nodded to empty air. Civilian rig word, modded hauler core, jury-rigged for leverage. Keys fragmented, broadcast live. No vault left to crack. Proximity klaxons blared. Cloaked signatures pierced the relay's outer shell. Intruders, Ansel said. Coalition Black Ops, 6 operatives armed. Mara's voice sharpened. Stall, local security inbound, escrow live, keys public. Ansel sealed the lab hatch. Non-lethal fields hummed online, his tweaks, no permissions asked. Operatives breached the outer bay, mag boots clamping deck. Dr. Ansel, their leader barked through breather mask. Sync keys, comply. Ansel raised hands, slow. You're late. Public net drop in 30 seconds. The leader's stun prod leveled. Neural extract, now. Ansel tapped his wrist pad. Field snapped active. Gravity spikes pinned 2 operatives flat. Emp bursts fried cloaks on the rest. Relay security klaxons wailed. Human marshals swarmed corridors, batons drawn. Abort, the leader hissed. Keys broadcasting. Sorn watched her plot ignite. Shuttles exposed, keys flooding open channels. Coalition vessels pinged overload. Human protocols auto-syncing to any FTL drive. Freighters worldwide lit up, chains reforming instant. Recall, Sorn snarled, but traps clamped, rerouted escrow locked their vectors, escape or arrest. Team chose escape, cloaks failed, relay guns tracked. Mara Cade settled into Iron Fist asterisk-S command chair. Scans cleared. Ansel's voice returned. Keys public, intruders fled, 2 nabbed. Manifests update, Mara said. Escrow confirms raids off. Ansel chuckled soft. They thought civilian meant soft. Iron Fist undocked smooth. Human convoys swelled inbound, heavier armed now. Coalition shadows peeled back, cruisers scattering. Telnaver stared at his core readout in the spire. Protocols public. Raids canceled, but Sorn's strike failed. Broadcast keys rewrote every drive in range. Human efficiency viral. Ural's Deus hummed query. Status. Escalation. Unwise, Teln said, mandibles trembled. Sorn's emergency ping arrived, team compromised, keys lost to net. Ural's optics dimmed. Archives crashed under new data, human capability, self-denial weapon. Teln updated his core final, never corner humans. They deliver apocalypse to all. Myra's shuttle streaked homeward, logistics lists scrolled. Saul's hum thundered louder. High Marshal Sorn gripped her rail white-knuckled, plots redlined. Human chains bypassed her fleet, supplies flowing unchecked. Fear. It stared back, humble, efficient, unbreakable. Regroup, she ordered, voice cracked. Match their normal first. But the galaxy's choice narrowed, escalate into the chains, or yield to supply. Iron Fist jumped. Mara checked the next manifest. Expansion waited. Telnaver watched the human vessel vanish. Stars realigned. Coalition fleets held position, for now. Saul's shadow grew. High Marshal Vera Sorn's claw stabbed the firing rune. Punitive strike on Epsilon in Dicolony. Full barrage, show them we draw blood from worlds. Coalition cruisers unleashed. Plasma lances streaked toward the human outpost. Scans confirmed hits. Habitats crumpled, shields flared and died. Sorn's bridge crew chittered approval. Her fleet held high orbit, enforcers primed for mop-up. They're bleeding, her sensor chief rasped. No counterfire. Sorn nodded. Humans scrambled ships, but too slow. Coalition guns cycled for second salvo. Fear would bind them now. Precedent demanded it. Alarms wailed. Human freighters surged from docks, dozens, engines hot. They micro-jumped in staggered waves, hulls brushing debris clouds. Evac under fire, Sorn barked. Lock targets, beams scattered. Jammers bloomed from colony arrays. Human signals flooded spectra, ghosting signatures into fog. Commander Mara Cade gripped her command chair on asterisk Iron Fist asterisk. Scans screamed, Epsilon Indi burning, Coalition barrage inbound. Divert the network, she ordered. All drive chains to evac priority. Stagger micro-jumps, 5-second intervals, no gaps. Her ops officer blinked. Ma'am, that's every convoy from Sol to Rimward. Supply lines freeze. Lists adapt. Mara pulled manifests. Food, meds, fabbers, reroute half to Indi. Rest holds escrow. Ansel, arrays, turn them offensive. Dr. Ivo Ansel patched in from the colony grid. His face filled her holoscreen, calm amid red alerts. On it, civilian bands repurposed, targeting fog live in 30. Freighters leaped. First wave vanished in micro-jumps, reappeared 5 clicks out, shields dumping heat. Second wave filled the slot. Coalition shots punched vacuum. Sorn's bridge reeked of ozone. Why no retaliation? Pin them. Sensors ghosted. Human hulls multiplied, dozens became hundreds in the fog. Drives hummed network-wide, keys syncing evac chains. Coalition locks failed. They're pulling everyone out, her chief hissed. Under our guns. Sorn's mandibles clicked fury. Humans treated rescue like siege warfare, no panic, just chains of jumps precise as clockwork. Mara watched the last evac freighter jump. Colony core evacuated, 95% souls outbound, casualties minimal. Network strain peaked but manifests balanced. Status, Ansel. Fog holding, their aims ruined, real-time ghosts from arrays. Civilian tech overclocked. Ansel's eyes gleamed. They can't thread it without hitting their own scouts. Good, patch me fleet-wide. Mara leaned forward, no bluff, just terms. Coalition channels crackled. Telnaver's core pinged urgent from the Spire Observatory. High Marshal Sorn's strike unfolded live, plasma rains on human dirt. He translated for Urul's dais. Demonstration of resolve. Urul's archives word. Precedent, lesser species yield to bombardment. Teln's optics fixed on human feeds. Freighters danced through fire. No vengeance flares. Drives chained galaxy-wide, pulling civilians like cargo. Sorn's voice boomed across open bands. Human fleet, stand down or... Mara cut in. Her tone flat, logistics dry. Coalition forces, ceasefire binding. Network keys escrow all drives in range, yours included. Escalate, we lock every jump lane. Evac complete, no pursuit. Teln froze, binding offer, backed by what? Scans spiked. Human network broadcast keys public viral. Coalition cruisers stuttered, drives glitching to new protocols. No jumps without human nod. Sorn snarled on feed. Reverse it. Can't, her engineer yowled. Keys overwrote, self-denial weave. Teln's mandibles trembled, Myra refused vengeance. Offered survival instead, tied to supply chains that now gripped everyone. Myra's bridge hummed steady. Iron Fist idled amid evac swarms. Manifests scrolled, Indi secured, convoys reforming. High Marshal Sorn responds, her comms asked. Negative. Myra checked next list. Prep Sol relay, expansion holds. Ansel patched back. Fog down, colony arrays cold, they broke orbit regrouping. Teln relayed to Urul. Escalation, fails, humans cornered the strike. Now we choose, push into their chains or yield. Urul's dais dimmed. Archives flooded with new data. Human rescue equals total mobilization. Network denies all. Sorn's fleet peeled back. Cruisers limped, drives locked to human escrow. She gripped rails, optics on Epsilon, Indi's ghosts, empty now, but humans everywhere else. Regroup at rally point, she grated. Match their efficiency, no fear, adapt. Bridge fell silent, human normal broke precedence. Teln watched Mara's broadcast loop. No gloating, just manifests public, chains open for now. Sol's shadow loomed larger, coalition held position. Choice narrowed, escalate into unbreakable supply or survive humbled. Myra undocked Iron Fist *. Next colony checked off. Galaxy learned, corner humans, they deliver chains to all. High Marshal Sorn stared at locked plots. Human freighters streamed past, armed heavier. Fear stared back, humble, relentless. Full audit, she ordered, voice steady now. We match their normal. But chains tightened. Urul pinged council-wide, ceasefire advised, precedent rewritten. Teln updated core, humans weaponize rescue, never provoke the lists. Mara's shuttle aligned for Sol, scans cleared, Ansel's voice returned. Arrays secure, network stable. Manifests update, she said. Escrow confirms strikes off, Ansel chuckled. They thought home meant fragile. Iron Fist jumped clean, convoys swelled, shadows scattering. Sol thundered welcome. Telnaver dimmed his observatory, stars realigned uneasy. Coalition fleets froze, for now. But Myra's chains hummed galaxy-wide, expansion called, Soren's claw hovered over escalation rune, hesitated, pulled back, the galaxy chose survival. Mara ticked the list, next problem waited. Dr. Ansel fabbed new arrays planetside. Civilian hands turned lethal calm. Ural's archives crashed again, human exceptionalism supply as siege. Teln watched one last feed. Human commander checked manifests, smiled faint. Never anger the logisticians, they end worlds with checklists. Coalition envoys queued for terms. Fear learned human tongue efficiency. Mara leaned back, Saul's hum grew, Galaxy's corner cracked. High Marshal Sorn signaled parley. Open channels, we talk supply. Victory, no. Just next manifest. Humans fought back humble. Galaxy yielded awed. Teln closed feeds. Iron chains bind stars. Saul expanded unchecked. Commander Mara Cade tapped the console. Initiate silent burn, full system-wide. Dr. Ivo Ansel's voice crackled over the link. Arrays spinning up, trade lanes locked, no kinetic signatures. Mara watched the holodisplay bloom. Iron Fist and her escort carriers hummed silent. No weapons hot, no drives flaring, just the galaxy's arteries, freight vectors, convoy streams, merchant spines went dark. One by one, coalition scanners would register 0 threats, only emptiness. First lane down, Ansel reported. Kragthar relay silent, no collisions logged. Mara nodded to her bridge crew. Humans at stations ticked manifests, comm checklists, no cheers. Escalate to core hubs. Ping Saul for confirmation. Scans flooded in. Merchant hulks drifted inert. Automated tugs halted mid-haul. The coalition's economic pulse flatlined. Harmless, precise. Myra had mapped every gram of traffic for months. Logistics as siege. High Marshal Vera Sorn's flagship Dreadclasp lit alerts across the sector. What sorcery is this? Sorn snarled at her tacticians. No fire, no boarding, trade ghosts. Sensors screamed voids. Fleets idled. Sorn slammed a talon on the armrest. Humans played no games. This was their normal, she keyed widebend. Cade, cease this madness or we glass your outliers. Myra's response pinged cool. Inspections provoked, burn holds until accord, no harm, your choice. Sorn's bridge boiled, warriors growled. But manifests piled, empty holds, stalled shipments, empires starving quiet. Fear clawed universal. Telnaver hunched in his observatory pod, feeds cascaded. Human chains bound stars, he updated core logs, silent burn, economy as noose, non-lethal, unprecedented. Council pings erupted. Archivist King Ural's glyph dominated. Precedent scan, null. Human capability exceeds archives. Accord draft, outlaw coercive scans, equals status grant. Teln froze. Ural bent rules, the ancient yielded. Ural's chamber thrummed with holographic envoys. Sign, the Archivist King intoned. His claw sealed the interstellar writ. Coalition Accord 47 Alpha, humans co-equal, inspections by consent. Cheers died fast. Sorn's descent glyph flashed, ambush primed. End the upstarts. Teln dimmed his pod, never anger the lists. They rewrite reality. Mara's shuttle docked Iron Fist *. Crew saluted crisp. Burn stable, Commander, 80% lanes dark. Good, hold. Mara strode to the command deck. Ansel patched in. Drives tuned for shear if they push. She scanned Sorn's vector. Claw fleets massed at the perimeter drift. Classic pincer, underestimate humans again. High Marshal signals parley, comms chirped. Accept, visual. Sorn's face filled the display, scaled, scarred. Your burn ends now, mammal, or my fangs close. Mara leaned forward, no bluff. Sign the accord or test the shear. Sorn laughed jagged. Shear, your toys break on our hulls. Channel cut. Vectors surged. Alarms wailed. Sorn's armada warped in 3 dreadnoughts, 20 cruisers, fighter swarms. Formation tight. Quantum drive synced for killbox. Mara's voice cut steel. Wake shear protocol, Ansel, collapse it. Iron Fist rolled, subtle. Escorts mirrored, no broadsides, no missiles, just precise burns, wake generators from civilian haulers retuned by Ansel's fab shops. Human ingenuity, cheap, scalable. Drives pulsed asymmetric. Gravitic wakes tore loose. Invisible blades, Sorn's lead dreadnought bucked. Formation integrity, her tack screamed. Too late, wakes sheared. Cruisers yawed wild. Quantum fields shredded. Fighters spun into debris fields. No hull breaches. No lives lost, just crippled hulks drifting, drives fried, comms silenced. Sorn gripped her throne as Dreadclasp shuddered, shields flickered. Evasive, all craft scatter. Myra watched the holomap. Enemy formation collapsed. Perfect. Burn holds Ansel status. Trade lanes pristine, shear contained, their repair yards choke for cycles. Sorn's channel reopened, voice cracked. Cease, parley terms. Mara ticked a manifest. Accord signed, inspections mutual, status equal. Ural's glyph echoed council-wide, ratified. Human chains released. Telnaver activated full spectrum record. Council chamber fell silent. Holograms of envoys stared. Ural's archives word frantic. Mara's feed patched in. She stood on Iron Fist *S bridge. Burn terminated, lanes reopening, no tribute claimed. Aliens leaned in. No demands, no conquest. Mara turned, walked off deck. Shuttle aligned for Sol. Channels cleared. Teln's core pinged. Demonstration complete. Peace enforced. Humans halt at survival threshold. Sorn's fleets limped home. Warriors muttered. They could have strangled us. Chose not to. Ural sealed vaults. Precedent, supply as sword. Exceptionalism logged. Mara's shuttle jumped clean. Ansel's voice hummed. New arrays fabbing. Expansion manifests ready. She smiled faint. Next problem waited. Sol swelled convoys. Galaxy's corner widened. Teln closed feeds, stars realigned. Humans fought humble. Coalition learned awed. High Marshal Sorn signaled private. Cade, supply talks open. Myra accepted. Manifests align, welcome. Expansion hummed. Iron chains loosened. For now, doctor. Ansel fabbed Hull's planetside. Civilian tech turned resilient. No permission needed. Ural pinged Teln, observe Sol, log the ordinary, Teln complied. Feeds bloomed, human docks swarmed, freighters loaded, calm. No fleets massed, just efficiency. They end worlds with checklists, Teln logged. We yield to lists. Myra ticked final entries. Bridge crew stood down. Sol's gravity tugged gentle. Galaxy chose survival. Humans resumed supply. Sorn's claw hovered escalation, no more. Parley queues swelled. Victory. Just manifests balanced. Teln dimmed observatory. Iron lessons bind stars. Mara leaned back. Next lane called. In the council chamber, silence lingered. Ural's voice broke it. Archives update. Humans as peers. Envoys nodded. No dissent. Sorn watched from her bridge. Repair drones swarmed her hulls. Efficiency terrifies. Her tack nodded. They're normal. Across the void, Iron Fist ghosted home. Myra reviewed logs. Ansel patched. Shear refined. Ready for scale. She closed the slate. Hold for peace. Sol thundered welcome. Convoys swelled unchecked. Telnaver powered down. One truth etched, never corner the logisticians. They unravel empires with quiet commands. Galaxy breathed, for now. Mara's chains hummed latent. Ready.